Hey there guys, TheRamosOnline here, and this is going to be a quick battle between me and Chris. It was his Sub Battle Sunday thing. But before we begin, the question of the day. As you can see in my team, I'm running a Lucario, and it is not my special Lucario. I actually have two different Lucarios. One is physical, one is special. So the question of the day is kind of linked to that. What Pokemon do you prefer to run the non-normal way? If that doesn't make any sense because I suck at making sense, the basic gist is Greninja is normally run as a special attacker, but if you happen to run a physical Greninja, then your answer to this question of the day will be Greninja, because you're running it as a set that isn't normal. I want to know what Pokemon you run as a non-normal set and what set it is. I'm really curious to see what kind of crazy sets you guys have come up with. So we're going to go right into the battle. So Chris is going to be leading off with his Ambipom, which I'd seen earlier on in the stream, which carries both Fake Out and Fling King's Rock. So I lead with anything, preferably something with one Fake Out, and then I switch right into my Ghost type, which is Ragzy, heal up that Fake Out, then I switch right back into my physical wall, which is Shellbat the Golbat, and I'm going to eat up this Fling, which actually critically hits, and it does absolutely nothing. I'm not sure if that's because Fling is just weak with King's Rock, or if that's just how bulky Golbat is, I'm not quite sure. So he goes for the U-turn. I'm expecting him to bring in something like his Tangrowth for the knockoff, but he actually brings in Steampunk. So I am going for Super Fang, but still a lot of damage on this thing, so I'm kind of happy with how that turn panned out. He doesn't fill the leftovers, and he goes for the sub, which I did predict. I went for the taunt, and unfortunately, I moved second. The good news is he won't be able to Gear Grind. Or was it Shift Gear? That's the one, Shift Gear. He won't be able to Shift Gear. So he goes straight for the Wild Charge. I was not expecting him to go straight for that because of the amount of recoil he'll be taking. I went for the Brave Bird. I do run the Infiltrator, so I will be able to deal damage directly to him, and unfortunately it isn't quite enough to take him out. I'm taking down to 81 HP, and I don't want to risk him going for another Wild Charge, so I actually switch out, which is a huge misplay. I go into Usagi. Usagi is my special wall, so I assume he should take more damage from Wild Charge and he would take himself out, but he actually goes for the Gear Grind, which deals almost half. Keep in mind, this isn't an unboosted thingy, an unboosted Kling Klang. Goes for the Gear Grind again, and there isn't much I can do because he has Wires Up and he's now going for the Gear Grind, and there is nothing on my party I can switch into that. So basically, one of my walls is now going to have to die. There's no two ways about it. So I'm going to let that be Usagi, I think. No, sorry, I switch. I don't want to sack Usagi yet because she is my special wall. Taunt wears off, and I'm hoping he's going to go for a Gear Grind or something to try and set up a sweep, but he doesn't. So I mean Shift Gear. We go straight for the Gear Grind, and that is almost going to take Shellbat out, and he does win the speed tie. Now, he could have predicted me to switch out, but there's no reason for him to not attack, and he goes to the Wild Charge. Not going to risk the missing on the Gear Grind, and that is unfortunately going to take down my physical wall. So I've already lost my physical wall. My special wall is already so low that she's pretty much dead to anything. So both my walls wrecked by this Kling Klang. So now going to Ragzy. I'm going for the Shadow Sneak, hoping it takes this thing out. This Steampunk is taking out a lot of my Pokemon, and it doesn't quite take it out, but Chris overpredicts and goes for the substitute, so I'm able to go for my Shadow Sneak. He doesn't switch. I was predicting him to switch on this turn into the Ambipom to basically keep Steamroll as, what am I saying, to keep Steampunk as switch fodder, but he doesn't. Now he goes into his Roserade, which I knew had Shadow Ball, so I switch into Usagi, but he seems to have predicted that perfectly and goes for the Giga Drain. So unfortunately, the one shot I had of saving Usagi is now gone, so both my walls are already gone. I bring in Starlet, the Staravia, going for that Brave Bird. I'm Reckless Adamant Scarfed, and that is not going to one-shot Ramen. But it did a lot more damage than Chris was expecting, and he's like, well, crap, I basically sacked Ramen. So we're kind of in the same predicament. I've lost my walls, Chris's walls are dropping as well. There goes Ramen, which is the biggest physical wall, like, it's hard to kill. Goes into his Goodra. Not sure why. I do outspeed because I'm Scarfed, and that is almost taking out the Goodra, not quite. And goes for the Thunderbolt to finish me off, so unfortunately Staravia is going to go down. But I got rid of his main physical wall, which was the only thing stopping my Lucario, Ricochet. So he is going to go for the Thunderbolt on my Shelder. A lot of you people are wondering why I've got Shelder in my team. Well, it's so I can have the Shell Smash set, but without the gimmickness or the stab of the evolved form. what's it called? Cloister, that's it. So I go for my Shell Smash, I go for my Icicle Spear. I knew he was going to go into Ambipom, but I just wanted to have the opportunity to show off this adorable little Shelder. So I'm going to switch out. I want to save my Shelder as KO fodder, basically, switch fodder. He goes to the Fake Out, as I predicted to go for, to try and get the priority kill on my Cloister? Shelder. My English is bad. I go for the Destiny Bomb, thinking that would be, you know, the safest play. He does actually take me out the next turn, so he is killing himself there, which is great. At least this thing is out of the way. Unfortunately, I think it would have been better for me to go for a knockoff Shadow Sneak combo, but he is playing this Ambipom so well. He's not letting it take any damage. I go into Ricochet there, and I knew he was going to want to go for a Fake Out, so I let Shelder eat that Fake Out, just so I know that my Focus Sash will be intact in case this Ambipom has something like, I don't know, Power Up Punch or something crazy like that. He is going to go for U-Turn, which is a big misplay. Now, Chris has always seen me run a special Lucario. I was hoping he was going to make the mistake that this one was special as well. I am able to get up my Swords Dance, and I think that's pretty much the game from here. Bullet Punch is going to one-shot Bouquet, and I don't think Ambipom can take out my Lucario. He hasn't shown any fighting type moves, and honestly he would have gone for that rather than U-turn. So he goes for the Fake Out to try and get some chip damage. I flinch, obviously, which is odd. I probably have the wrong ability. I should actually have Inner Focus, so I'm going to have to double check that. Anyway, that down goes the Ambipom, and I win the battle there. Now, I was going to give a quick backstory to my Lucario there, Ricochet, who is my physical Lucario. It's kind of funny. I consider her to be a twin to my special Lucario. That's weird, the game glitched. It's not showing up on Pokemon. But anyway, I consider it a twin to my special Lucario. I had recently just finished breeding physical Lucario, and I cleaned out the daycare and put in the special Ditto, or rather the timid Ditto in there rather than the jolly one. But the daycare man still had an egg from the previous batch, so I took that egg. I thought I'd hatch it anyway, maybe do it as a giveaway. And lo and behold, it was a shiny. It was shiny, and its IVs, I think, were 4 maxed IVs, and one of them was like 28, so I'm like, you know what? This is usable. And then the last Pokemon in that same batch, which was one of the timid ones, also hatched to be shiny 4 IV. So they're like shiny twins. I got really lucky, and I'm never ever going to win the lottery, ever. So anyway, guys, if you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I go, I just want to confirm that you cannot use Carlo spawn Pokemon on rated battle spot. You can use them on free battles, not rated. I've tried using them on rated, and it won't let me. So I just thought I'd verify that for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So goodbye!